Building a startup is a really creative process. Having the freedom to choose how to create, package, and communicate the product's the thing I enjoy most about it. Our company's called Poetry, and I've always been deeply inspired by all forms of art. Honestly, if I could have been anything, I would have loved to have been a musician. Now, I know this might sound a bit pretentious, but starting a SaaS company has a lot in common with producing an album. Stick with me here. I promise it'll make sense. First off, let's talk about vision. When you're launching a SaaS company, you start with an idea, a solution to a problem, or a way to make life easier. This idea is your guiding star, your unique value proposition. Musicians have a similar approach. They start with a vision too, whether it's a story, a mood, or a message they want to convey through their album. This vision shapes everything they do. Next comes the development stage. For a startup, this is where the real work begins. Coding, testing, refining. It's all about building a product that works and truly serves your users. This is a lot like recording an album where musicians spend countless hours composing, arranging, and perfecting tracks to create something special. In both cases, the process is iterative. There are drafts, revisions, and yes, even some ideas that get scrapped along the way. Collaboration is another key element. In a SaaS startup, you're working with developers, designers, and marketers, each bringing their unique skills to the table. The same is true in the music world. Musicians collaborate with producers, sound engineers, and sometimes guest artists. The final product is always a team effort, a blend of different talents and perspectives. Then there's the matter of funding. Just like musicians need backing to produce an album, whether from a label, crowdfunding, or their own pockets, SaaS startups need capital too. You might be bootstrapping, seeking venture capital, or applying for grants. Securing funding can be one of the biggest hurdles in both fields. Investors in a startup are a lot like patrons or record labels. They believe in your vision and are willing to invest in its potential. But just like in the music industry, getting funding doesn't guarantee success. It's just the start of the journey. And then there's the big moment, the launch. For a startup, this is where you finally get the product into the hands of users. It's like dropping an album. All that hard work leads up to this one event. But it doesn't just stop there. Like musicians promote their albums and go on tour, you need to market your product, gather feedback, and keep improving it. Iteration is key. Whether you're rolling out software updates or releasing remixes, the creative process never really ends. Finally, it all comes down to connection. A successful SaaS product solves a real problem and resonates with its users, just like a great album connects with its audience on a deep emotional level. Both require you to truly understand your audience and create something that speaks to them. So yeah, it might sound a little pretentious to compare starting a SaaS company to producing an album, but when you break it down, they're more alike than you might think. Both involve vision, creativity, collaboration, funding, and a whole lot of hard work. Whether you're building software or making music, it's all about bringing something new and valuable into the world. And considering that our SaaS startup is a content management and production hub, it's no coincidence that I'm drawing these parallels. Thanks for watching. And if you're in the middle of creating, whether it's a startup or an album, keep pushing forward.